Could OG Anunoby sign with the Philadelphia 76ers in NBA free agency? We're going to break that down on today's show as you're watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. We have quotes from Jake Fischer of Yahoo Sports as well as Ian Begley of SNY on Anunoby, what it might cost for the Knicks to re-sign him. And really, Jake Fischer is saying there is no guarantee that Anunoby will re-sign with the New York Knicks. We'll unpack that, and we're also going to talk about what's coming up around Knicks Twitter about Isaiah Hartenstein. There are quotes from Ian Begley on what the Knicks are planning to do with him. They can only offer him so much money, and he might be able to get more on the open market. We'll talk more about Hartenstein in a second, but let's start the show with these quotes from Jake Fischer, the NBA insider for Yahoo Sports. He says, quote, "Of note, while league personnel are of the mindset that Pascal Siakam will certainly be re-signing with Indiana, there was word circling among team officials at last week's NBA draft combine that Anunoby's situation with the Knicks is not as cut and dried. Perhaps those signals to rival teams will only help Anunoby elicit a larger dollar figure from the Knicks. But various teams left Chicago with the belief that Anunoby could reach unrestricted free agency and consider deals from other franchises in addition to New York." Ian Begley of SNY came out with an article just a couple days ago saying that the Philadelphia 76ers, they have interest in Anunoby. This was his full quote saying, as previously reported, members of the Philadelphia 76ers have seen Anunoby as an offseason target. Paul George is also a target for Philly, but if the Sixers can't get George, I could see them making a big offer to OG, if for no other reason than that it would force the New York Knicks to match the money that Philly is willing to offer. And you know what? We're seeing these quotes from Yahoo Sports and Jake Fischer, and we're seeing these reports from SNY and Ian Begley. And you know what I thought of? It was just like, man, if only we knew who OG Anunoby's agent was. Only if the Knicks and Leon Rose had a relationship with OG Anunoby's agent could they get down to the bottom of things and figure out exactly what Anunoby and his camp want to do. So I Googled, who is OG Anunoby's agent? And you know what it told me? Knicks president Leon Rose's previous career at CAA seems particularly relevant considering his son, Leon Rose's son. If you don't know who Leon Rose is, he's the head of basketball operations for the New York Knicks. So Leon Rose, head honcho, decision maker for the Knicks. His son, Sam Rose, is OG Anunoby's agent. Do we really believe that the Knicks are not going to re-sign Anunoby? I find it hard, if not impossible, to believe that the Knicks would trade RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley for OG Anunoby if they were not confident that they could re-sign him this summer. I'll take it a step further. I find it hard to believe a team like the Knicks, who tampered for Jalen Brunson, don't have maybe a handshake deal under the table, maybe a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge, like, yo, if you trade for OG Pops, as in Sam Rose, my dad, then we're going to re-sign with the Knicks. Well, could it happen? Yes. Is it going to happen? I doubt it. I believe that Anunoby is going to sign a massive, lucrative contract extension to remain a part of this basketball team. Fred Katz of The Athletic thinks that Anunoby's market could be somewhere from $35 million to $40 million. The max amount of money that the New York Knicks could pay Anunoby, which is more than every other team in the NBA, is a 5-year deal worth $245 million. I'm not sure the Knicks are going to go that high. I'm not sure he's going to get that much. My prediction here for what Anunoby will sign on May 23rd is a 4-year deal around the $150 million range, which comes out to about $37.5 million per year. Could it be more? Yes. Could it be less? Absolutely. But I do believe the Knicks will do whatever it takes to re-sign Anunoby. Because you know what? You gave up RJ and you gave up Immanuel Quickley. And if you trade those two guys to just see Anunoby walk out the door and maybe go team up with Joel Embiid, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow. You make the call, though. Take the seat of Leon Rose. How much per year would you pay OG Anunoby? For me, it's not really a number. I'm predicting 37.5, but I would honestly do whatever it takes to get it done. because this is the bed you have decided to make, and this is the bed you are going to have to live and lie in with trading for Anunoby and giving up 2 good young players. What do you think? How much per year would you pay Mr. Anunoby? Look, at the end of the day, the New York Knicks have to re-sign Anunoby for all the reasons we just mentioned. You can't trade RJ. You can't trade Quickley. You can't move on from Grimes. You can't trade all the players that they did if you're not going to keep the player that you got in that trade. OG Anunoby walking in free agency would be a major L for Leon Rose. Capital L for Leon Rose. It would be the worst move he has made as the head of basketball operations for the New York Knicks. And that includes signing Evan Fournier to a 4-year, $72 million deal. That includes overpaying Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel and Derrick Rose. If you trade for OG and you let him walk in free agency for nothing, that would be the biggest mistake and the biggest L that Leon Rose has taken as the head of basketball operations. But I'm going to predict it. He's going to sign a deal, and I don't even think he's going to test free agency. I think the Knicks will get it done, if it's not already done, considering his agent is the son of Leon Rose. Coming up next, Isaiah Hartenstein free agency rumors. Will he re-sign with the Knicks? And we're going to tell you how much the Knicks are planning, not planning, could pay him in NBA free agency, since they do have his early bird rights. Early means you can't pay him whatever you want, only a certain amount if you do go over the cap. First, though, I got to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, Chubbies. Go to chubbieshorts.com/chat and use the promo code chat and get 20% off. Summer is right around the corner, and our friends at Chubbies are bringing the good vibrations. Chubbies is a lifestyle apparel brand that makes every moment feel like a vacation. They say fashion is an expression of one's character, so why not let the world know you're down for a good time? For a limited time, Chubbies is giving Knicks Now listeners 20% off your order with our exclusive code CHAT. Use code CHAT at chubbyshorts.com/chat. Chubbies offers a variety of high-quality men's apparel, from super stretchy shorts and swim trunks in 3 short inseam lengths to pants, polos, and button-down shirts for when you need to hit up your favorite weekend brunch spot. Embrace the spirit of endless summer with Chubbies, the ultimate destination for bold, vibrant, and outrageously comfortable clothing. Whether you're getting dressed for your workday, a workout, or a weekend getaway, Chubbies has you covered. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our viewers here at Knicks Now by Chat Sports 20% off your order with our code CHAT at chubbyshorts.com/chat. That's code CHAT at chubbyshorts.com/chat. Support our show and tell them we sent you. Don't blend in with the crowd. Stand out with Chubbies. Get some swag for the summer. I'm rocking the American flag bathing suit right there. It's my favorite bathing suit that I own, and I can't wait to wear it this weekend when I'm going to the lake. Go to chubbyshorts.com/chat. Use the promo code chat for 20% off. All righty. Are the New York Knicks going to do what it takes to re-sign Isaiah Hartenstein in NBA free agency? According to Ian Begley, re-signing iHart is a priority, and Begley assumes they will agree to a deal. And I hope Mr. Ian Begley, in my opinion, the best beat reporter that covers the Knicks, is correct. He said this in a write-up, quote, Hartenstein is among a small group of free agent centers this summer. Bringing Hartenstein back has been a priority for the Knicks. His re-signing was a factor included in their approach to extension negotiations with Immanuel Quickley. So I would assume that the Knicks and Hartenstein agree on a deal. That shows you how long and how much thought and how much hours they've put into the thought of re-signing Hartenstein. They knew they could give Immanuel Quickley a $100 million deal prior to the season. And they didn't, because they knew they had to budget some money to bring back iHart. He's just 26 years old, prototypical size at 7 foot, 250. And I thought that he really showed this year how good of a player he can be on both sides of the floor. We know how good of a rim protector and how much of a switching presence he can give a defense. But I thought that he really took a step on offense. Here are his full season stats. Played in 75 games for the Knicks after playing in 82 games last year. Averaged just under 8 points per game, just a hair over 8 rebounds. Gave you 3.3 offensive rebounds per night, 2.5 assists, a block, and a steal per game, and converted at 64% from the field. but he was named a starter in the early part of December with Mitchell Robinson going down because of that ankle injury. And when he got more minutes, we saw more production. Points up to 8.7. Rebounds on a nightly basis up to 9.4, with the offensive rebounds up to 3.4. His assists per game go up to 3.1. His blocks and steals go up, and his field goal percentage goes up. That little push shot that he added to his bag this season from the dotted line inside the paint was almost automatic. And I think that the Knicks offense ran at its highest level when Hartenstein and Brunson were the engines in that pick and roll. We saw it have so much success against the Kings, so much success against the Warriors. Draymond Green said it was impossible to stop. I don't love how the Yankees, I don't love how the Knicks got away from that in the playoffs. And honestly, I thought Isaiah Hartenstein was really good in round one against Embiid. Obviously struggled, got in some foul trouble, and he's a lot to handle. But I just thought in the second round he could have gave you a little bit more. What he brought in Game 5, which ultimately pushed this series to what it needed to go to. Unfortunately, the Knicks couldn't get it done. But that energy, that effort, that offensive rebounding ability was a driving force in the Knicks' win in Game 5 and almost every win in the postseason. I think he's a really good player. And you know what? I would do just about anything to bring him back, especially at this number. The max the Knicks can offer Hartenstein is a 4-year, $72.5 million extension, about $18 million per year. You can only go up a certain percentage of a player's last salary when they have early bird rights because they've only been on your team for 2 seasons. The Knicks are almost capped out, so they can only go to 4 for $72.5. And I think that could get it done. But I could also see another team out there giving him $20 million per year, and it would be brutal. It would be tough to see Isaiah Hartenstein just walk in free agency and get nothing back for him. Good teams don't do that. Good teams don't let good young talent walk out of the building and get nothing back. Knicks need to find a way to get this done. Hopefully $72.5 million is enough. Some Isaiah Hartenstein free agent destinations that I've seen on the internet, mainly teams that just have a lot of cap space, include the Philadelphia 76ers, the Orlando Magic, Detroit Pistons, Oklahoma City Thunder. If I was OKC, I would give iHeart a bag and have my starting lineup in the front court be iHeart and Chet with J-Dub, SGA, and you could throw in Lou Dort as well. And the Hornets as well have a lot of cap space. These 5 teams are all expected to at least show some sort of interest once free agency opens at the beginning of July. My question to the real ones to close out today's show is, would you pay iHeart $18 million per year? Let's say he gets a 4-year, $80 million offer from the Thunder, and he comes back to you and says, I'll sign to the Knicks for 4 years, $72.5 million. Would you do it? Why for yes and for no? For me, they don't have much of a choice. This is the corner that they're backed into, and this is a good problem to have. When you sign players and they perform so well, the second contract you got to give them is almost double what you initially gave them to join the team. You look at this photo here. These are the highest paid centers in the NBA. And I want to focus on the column that is all the way to the right that says AAV, average annual value. Let's go to the bottom, 18th. Jonas Valančiūnas. He makes $15 million. Give me Isaiah Hartenstein over Valančiūnas. Onyeka Okongwu makes $15.4 million. Give me Isaiah Hartenstein over him. Zach Collins makes $17.4 million. Give me iHeart. Yusuf Nurkic makes $17.5 million. iHeart is better for him. Then you got a guy like Jakob Poeltl, makes $19.5. I'm sure Hartenstein's looking at that number. Vucevic makes $20. Jared Allen makes $20. Miles Turner makes $20. Clint Capella makes $20. So somewhere from $20 to $17 million is going to be the sweet spot and the number I believe Hartenstein's going to look for in free agency. And if you sign Hartenstein to that 4 for $72.5 and you give OG Anunoby enough to get it done, the Knicks are likely to be a luxury tax teams. And there are limitations on the way that you can add, build, and really piece together this roster. If that does happen, that's something that Leon Rose is going to have to decide if those are the waters he does want to sleep in. Make sure you are following me on social media. We're going to continue to put out free, informative content every day on your Knicks. But I'm also on here, Twitter, @MarshallGreen_, and IG, @MarshallGreen_. So hit me up over there, and let's go Knicks!